This is Concept E classes. Today on 21st June 2020, we have witnessed one of the fascinating events of our universe, that is the solar eclipse. So let's briefly learn about the solar eclipse. Everything in our solar system is constantly moving. We have the sun, which is the center of the solar system. It revolves around its own axis. Similarly, the earth, it takes about 24 hours to rotate on its own axis and it revolves around the sun as well. And it takes 365 days to completely orbit around the sun. Similarly, the moon orbits around the earth and the moon takes 27 days to make one trip around the earth. And the moon's orbit around the earth is slightly elliptical, just like the earth's orbit around the sun. And the point of the orbit closest to the earth is called as perigee, and the point farthest from the earth is known as apogee. So we saw that the moon rotates around the earth, and a solar eclipse occurs when the moon comes in between the earth and the sun, blocking the rays from the sun and casting a shadow on the earth. That is a solar eclipse. It occurs when the moon gets in between the earth and the sun, and the moon, it casts a shadow over the earth. And the solar eclipse can only take place at the phase of the new moon. That is when the moon passes directly between the sun and the earth and its shadow fall upon the earth's surface. So let's see more about the phases of the moon. When we see the moon from the earth, we may find different shapes of the moon. Sometimes it might be a crescent shape, a half moon, a full moon, sometimes no moon at all. It's because of the moon's changing position as it orbits around the earth. These are called as the phases of the moon. The moon's phase describes how much of the moon's disk is illuminated by the sun from our perspective, and there are about 8 phases of the moon. And in the new moon phase, we cannot see the moon because the shining side of the moon is facing away from the earth and the dark side is facing the earth. And in the new moon phase, the moon, it passes right in front of the sun and the earth. That is, the sun, moon and earth are aligned, and when they are aligned, solar eclipse takes place. However, not every new moon phase results in solar eclipse because the moon's orbit is inclined to the earth orbit by about 5 degrees, and most of the time the sun, earth and moon, they don't line up precisely enough to cause solar eclipse. So we saw that the solar eclipse occurs when the moon gets in between the earth and the sun, and the moon, it casts a shadow over the earth. And now there are 4 types of solar eclipse: partial eclipse, annular eclipse, total eclipse and hybrid eclipse. Partial eclipse. Here the moon, it crosses the path of the sun but does not completely block out the sun's light. That is, the sun, moon are not exactly in the line of the earth and we can see a crescent sun. So this type of eclipse is termed as partial eclipse. Annular eclipse. This is the eclipse that we saw today. It occurs when the moon completely covers the center of the sun but leaves the edges uncovered, leaving a bright ring of the sun. Here the sun, moon are exactly in the line with the earth, but the apparent size of the moon is smaller. Why is it smaller? Because the moon is at the apogee, that is the farthest distance from the earth. Hence the moon will appear to be slightly smaller than the sun, and the sun would appear as a very bright ring. Total eclipse. Here the moon completely covers the sun and it will be full darkness. This eclipse occurs when the moon is near the perigee, that is the closest distance to the earth, and the moon will appear to be large enough to completely cover the sun's bright disk. Hybrid eclipse. Hybrid eclipse is a type of solar eclipse that looks like an annular solar eclipse or a total solar eclipse depending on the observer's location. It is a very rare type of solar eclipse that changes its appearance as the moon's shadow moves from the earth's surface. And it looks like an annular solar eclipse or a total solar eclipse depending on the observer's location. So this is an image of the partial solar eclipse seen from New Delhi today, and this is the annular solar eclipse from Dehradun. So that's all for today's video. Meet you soon with another video on a relevant topic of current affairs and general knowledge. Thank you so much. May God bless you all. Take care and bye-bye.